Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. And tonight, I'm going to push all the wrong buttons and not be able to figure out how to turn the music off. No, tonight we're doing giveaways, Q&A, and right now, at the very moment, my allergies are not stabbing my face and my nose. So hopefully, they will continue to not attack me, but no promises. It's been a hot mess. I've had like a 3-day long allergy attack, and yeah. So yesterday's stream, great. Yesterday's stream, for the record, lots of sniffling, lots of snorting. If that kind of thing grosses you out, which I've heard before, don't watch yesterday's stream because it's all just liquid pouring out of my nose. Tonight, for the giveaways, they are being run through Patreon, which is the link down below. Let me get my little note sheet up here. The way it works is, over on Patreon, to get access, it's $3 a month, and that gets you access to all of my tuning guides, PID tuning, filter tuning, all that good stuff. Unreleased edits, stuff like this, which is just like a raw cut that I just dumped Spotify royalty-free song on top of. And just a really awesome community of people, really good folks over there, and I try my best to make it worth you guys' while. So yeah, $3 to get in the door there, and then if you want to go above and beyond that and support me a little bit more, you can do $5, $10, $20, or $30, and those tiers also put you into the giveaways. I wanted to do the giveaways in a way that if you're only flying Tiny Whoops, you can enter a tier and enter to win only Tiny Whoop stuff, right? I don't want to be sending you 5-inch props if you're not flying 5-inch. So this is how I've done it. The $5 tier over there on Patreon, $5 a month, is Tiny Whoop and toothpick stuff. Giveaways every single Monday. Then there's a $10 tier, that's 3-inch micro brushless stuff. Like what we're going to build, finish up building hopefully in a little bit here, as well as like Acrobrat, stuff like that. And then there's a $20 tier, that's for 5-inch parts. The prices of each tier, it really works well because that stuff costs me progressively more money to buy for the giveaways. And then if you have Tiny Whoops, if you have toothpicks, if you have 3-inch micro brushes, if you have 5-inch rigs, there's a $30 tier that'll enter you into everything. So that means you'll be entered into 3 giveaways every single Monday. And that's how it works. So at 10:30 Eastern time, which is 21 minutes from now, we're going to close it down for the night, and then we're going to do the drawings and the giveaways. So you guys have 21 minutes to get on over to the Patreon, link down below, and sign up for the $5, $10, $20, or $30 tiers to get in on tonight's giveaways, and then you'll be in the next three Monday nights worth of giveaways as well. Cool? Any questions? I can't see the chat, so hopefully there's no questions. Let me get the chat up in front of these other windows here. Right there it is. Okay, cool. CiottiFPV on Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, and here on YouTube. Look me up, ask me questions, give me words of advice, and or just hurl insults at me. I'm okay with either. Oh, I forgot to read chat names out. What am I doing? I'm slacking. I'm all out of order. I'm all out of sorts. Well, YouTube is not giving me a proper list, so I'll read the list that YouTube has decided to give me for the participants. Airbender FPV, Big Willie FPV, Brent Vogelslang, Double A, Eric Farmer, Experimental RC, G-Dub FPV, Jafar Zaidi, Jacob, Jimmy Nature, Cage FPV, License to Drive, Mike Bergman, Ozzy 3333333, Pesky FPV, Rob Axelson, Ciotti FPV, The Imposter is here, Super Deluxe, that weirdo with a skateboard, Tiago Ramos, Troy Casperson, Tweet FPV, and William Barlow. Whew. Pesky FPV as well. I just saw you pop in there. And C. Joe, saw you pop in there. Danny Scoggin, see you pop in there. Okay, enough. If you want me to read your comment, as you've seen a bunch of folks already do, you need to type the @ symbol and then CiottiFPV, a space, and then your message. That's going to light your comment up in orange for me, so that I know you're intending for me to read it. Otherwise, if you're not using that tag, I'm just going to assume that you guys are talking to each other in the chat. The chat stays with these videos and these live streams, and they do get rewatched a ton. So, yeah, you guys are here with me. I've got the camera pointed at me. You've got the keyboard in front of you. So join on the chat, make some friends in the chat room. We got a really, really, really cool group of people that come to these lately every single day for the past 2 weeks. And yeah, it's just a great, like, drama-free, bullshit-free community here. So enjoy. FPV Therapy is a group over on Facebook that I made. You can find it by typing FPV space therapy, and the search will find it. Come on over. Bunch of us folks with mental illness issues that are talking to each other, supporting each other, sharing our stories, and working our best to get better. Affiliate links are down there as well. If you want to support me even more, click those before you do an order on Amazon, Patreon, or Banggood. You don't even have to buy the thing that you're clicking. The fact that you click one of my affiliate links drops a cookie in their thing, and then they give me a tiny little percentage. So you can do that if you'd like. And then there's also a Discord link down there. As a patron, you get automatically added to the Discord with a whole bunch of extra features, different boards. There's a live thing that you can type into, and then every so often we do voice room talky talk. Words are hard. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Sponsors for this thing we got. Jesus. Not necessarily sponsors, but people who have sent things over and just, you know, have either supported the channel at one point or continue to support the channel. CiottiFPV, who's doing a grip tape giveaway here tonight as a part of the 4th giveaway that we're doing, which is super chat based. We've got FPV Geek, who makes the JAS, Just a Switch. If you ever wanted a switch on your goggles, Rhonda Leos has got you covered. He sells them on RDQ and Pyrodrone. Just search for JAS, which stands for Just a Switch. BMC3D makes the gnarliest TPU in the game, according to Joshua Bardwell and myself, so, you know, whatever that's worth. Emax is on board. They've sent me a super secret prototype that comes out next week. I'm not sure if I should have just said when it comes out, but hey, I just said it. They also sent me the Tiny Hawk Race, which I actually need to get a new receiver on. The receiver on the AIO board let go. So I need to get another receiver on that before I can do the review. But live stream review coming for that. Get FPV as well. They did a bunch of $50 gift cards January, February, March. That was super cool of them. They are my favorite stateside reseller. And Stan FPV as well. Oh, hey, I got... what am I doing? Man, I'm off tonight. Hey, there's BMC3D's logo. This one says, for rectal use only. This one says Stan FPV. He makes the most awesome ducts that you can put on any quad. They are just like 12x12, 9x9, 16x16 mountable ducts, and they work amazingly well. Here's Tweet FPV's sticker, or I'll drop it. There's Tweet FPV's sticker. There's Rhonda Leos' logo. Here's a Super Deluxe sticker that he sent me. I've been throwing these in on the giveaways. And there's Bob Rugi's wonderful FPV Cycle sticker. Oh, and also Newbie Drone. Newbie Drone's been super cool. They sent me a one of their brushless AIO whoop boards when my prototype one let go. So yeah, lots of really cool people that have kind of come on board and you know, helped out, and doing my best to kind of give it back to them and make sure that you know, they feel like it was worth it. And frankly, hopefully it was worth it, because that would make me sad if it wasn't. I don't know what I'm saying. Speaking of stickers, there are 3 left, of which I'm probably going to keep 1. So there are 2 CiottiFPV stickers left, $5 via PayPal. Get some, I'll ship them on out to you. Message me on Facebook or Instagram at CiottiFPV if you want to snag the last 2 of these beautiful red and purple stickers. All right, into the chat we go. Let's see who's tagged me so far. Solo FPV says, "What it do, pimpin'?" I don't know what that means, but how are you, Solo? Cage FPV says, "X9D Plus has no range, can't fly past 10 meters max. Nobody has any stock, had a few antenna warning. Can I fix it or try to buy a new radio? Got whoops on order and I'm freaking out." Here's my question for you, Cage. Is it doing that on multiple quads? If it's only doing it on one, if you only have one rig to test it on right now, then we're kind of 50-50. It might be the receiver in the quad, it might be the antenna or the transmitter on the transmitter. If it's doing it on more than one rig, then you've narrowed it down to the transmitter. What you can try to do is pull it apart, and so the antenna in here, it looks all big and impressive and fancy and very manly and long, but the actual antenna in here stops like here, I believe. It's a little dipole. It's a stupid little dipole that we have from like Tiny Whoops and whatnot, and it just dipole somewhere around here usually, and then the little cable runs down and it's soldered to the main board. Check to see if those solder joints let go. That is something that does happen because we're constantly doing this over and over again, which I should stop doing because I'm making mine weaker. But yeah, check that out. So pull the transmitter pulls apart pretty easily, and just make sure that thing is not just hanging off there for whatever reason. Other than that, it's rough, man. When a transmitter fails, it really sucks. It really it's like, well, shit. What do I do now? So yeah, I keep trying to convince myself to get one of those Beta FPV version 2 transmitters just as a backup. But I actually have to look up if that'll even work on well, I guess it has to work on FR Sky. I gotta make sure it would work on like D16 though. Marley Leppo with 20 Norwegian kroners. Whoop, whoop, what is up? Marley, thank you very much. What's up, buddy? Airbender FPV says, and then we've got some scrolling to do. Weirdo with a skateboard says, "Oi, oi, I made it." What's up, Weirdo? Airbender FPV, the song sounds like it's skipping or something. Well, that's not good. I don't have any dropped frames. Strange. I'll keep an eye on it. Ah, poop. There we go. Troy Casperson reminds me to say poop. There we go. I got Joshua to say poop, and now I'm saying poop. And now I've said it like 4 times. Super Deluxe says, I heard you got custom grip tape with my logo. That's super dope. I want to see. That's news to me. I didn't... do I? Who? Tweet? Do I have it? Does Tweet have it? I don't have it. I got your stickers, though. Airbender says, maybe it's just a stream. Okay, could be. KJFPV says, nice shirt. Thank you very much. Got this, did a little TBS order not too long ago and picked this shirt up. Got to give respect to Steel. Speaking of Steel, I think he did a little Instagram story with a sticker of mine on it. So check that out if you're over there on Instagram. Could be cool. GWFPV says, boom, good daddy in the room. CiottiFPV, what's the best upgrade for my tiny Leader 2.5? And Acrobrat is on the Lumineer Stack V1 with 1507 Zing motors. What should my tune look like? I mean, the stock Betaflight tune should actually fly pretty well with those 1507s because they're a very smooth motor. So yeah, I would say fly the stock tune, and then if there are some bad behaviors that you're trying to tune out, that's how we're gonna want to move your tune around, right? If you're getting too much prop wash, we're gonna potentially up the D-max and or the D-mins. If you just want more sharpness to it, we're gonna raise the P gain. But yeah, like I said, it should fly pretty decent on the stock tune because all of these new 1507s, other than the goddamn Flywoo Robos, for anybody that was watching a couple streams back, are 14 magnet motors. If you weren't watching a couple streams back, I ordered a while ago. I ordered a Flywoo Robo 1507 just to see if it had a 2mm or a 3mm motor shaft. I only ordered one. And I came, and it's exactly like all the other 1507s, the Zings, the T-motors, the Brother Hobbies. I'm missing one or two other, but all these 1507s that came out recently, they're all based on the same design, which is 14 magnets in the bell, which is unusual for a micromotor, and that makes the motor very, very smooth. I decided that I wanted to run these motors, so I ordered 3 more, and I actually ordered them from Pyrodrone. Doesn't matter where I ordered them from, but for the record, I ordered them from Pyrodrone. They showed up. They look completely identical. On the outside of the motor, it looks completely identical. Everything about it looks completely identical. The packaging, totally identical. I sat here and studied each one of them and looked at every single possible little thing. No difference whatsoever. But then you turn the motor over on the bottom where you can actually see the stators and the number of magnets, and they changed it to 12 magnets in the bell, and that makes the motor extremely notchy. So 2 huge problems there. First and foremost, if you're using RPM filtering, you're screwed. There's no way for it to dial a certain number of magnets in for each individual motor. It's one number for all 4 motors. So you literally can't do anything in this scenario. The other problem is these new cheap shit notchy ones are gonna fly like a bag of assholes. These smooth motors can actually get a good locked in PID tune dialed on them, and will give you really good flight characteristics. These notchy 12 magnet ones won't. They'll fly like every other notchy motor, which is, in my opinion, shit. So, very, very frustrating. I was kind of getting psyched up on Flywoo stuff because they've got a couple of flight controllers and AIOs that have like LEDs in the corners that are addressable, which is just kind of, yeah, I know it's it's kind of a terrible reason, but hey, there's no, I mean, most of the electronics, they're sort of like, well, which one do I buy? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, that one. Okay, great. So addressable LEDs in the corner is like the most exciting thing that's come to flight controllers in a while. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's really, really shady to do that, to completely change the internal construction of your motor and not like just give no indication whatsoever of that. And it's not just like changing from multi-strand wiring to single-strand wiring or something like that, right? This is like fundamentally altering the performance, the everything of the motor. So yeah, really pissed about that. I guess long story short, don't buy Flywoo Robo 1507s because you have no idea what you're going to get, and then if you bust one and you have to get a replacement, again, you have no idea what you're going to get. So for me, that makes those motors a complete, like, just a complete waste, right? Like, you literally can't buy them because you don't know where you're going to get them from, when you're going to get them, what's going to come. Maybe next time it'll come with only 8 magnets. Maybe the order after that, it won't have any magnets. So I think you guys get where I'm going. Let me end the rant there. Maybe it's just the stream. Airbender says. KJFB says nice shirt. G-Dub there was another question in there. Best upgrade for tiny leader 2.5. So if it's a 2.5 prop, 2.5 inch propped rig, in my opinion, the best upgrade is going to be moving to like a 1304 motor, or maybe even a 1404 motor. I would personally go with the 1304. The RCX 1304 is my favorite, which you can get from my RC Mart. That's the only place you can get them. If you want to order stateside, you can get the SpinTech 1304. I've heard lots and lots of good things about that motor as well. So that's going to be my advice for you. I'm assuming it's on a 2.5 inch prop because it's called the Tiny Leader 2.5. William Barlow just got in on the $30 tier. Welcome, William. Welcome to the game. You are in it tonight. My nose is itching like a bastard. I'm trying really hard not to touch it. We'll see how I do. Okay. YouTube did the thing and scrolled me all the way down, so now I gotta scroll back up slowly and try to find my spot. Thanks a lot, YouTube. Your chat window is a piece of trash. There it is. Jafar says, what up, Aaron? I'm ready to lose my brain cells today and learn something. I'll try my best, brother. Rob Axelson says, yeah, question. Who does your hair? Debbie does my hair down the street. Although she hasn't done my hair in a long time. It's getting serious up there. Can you guys see it? It's a goddamn disaster. I'm just gonna let it keep going. Screw it. Let's see how nuts it can get. Tiago Ramos says affiliate links down below. Click them, please. Rob Axelson says, oh yeah, who does your hair? Got it. The Imposter says, hey, have I ever told you that you have a face made for radio? I've said that to myself plenty of times. Just thought I'd send some love your way, bud. Thank you, Imposter. Motor Matt says, what's up? What's up to you, Motor Matt? Airbender says, I was first. Airbender was first. C-Joe says, did you hear about the DJI copyright infringement? I saw somebody type in Joshua's chat about it a little bit ago, but I haven't seen anything else. So, interesting. Very interesting. I'm not on the DJI hate train. I don't think we can... I don't think we should hate a company that's making stuff that people are then being assholes with, because then we would have to hate like all the alcohol companies, right? And like, well, we'd have to hate a lot of companies. So yeah, I'm not gonna rush out and read about that, if I'm totally honest with you guys, because it's just not relevant to my interests, really. Jamie Ann is in here. Little Stellar Fox says, who thinks CiottiFPV should take me to some dope spots to fly this weekend? Jamie's coming down to hang out this coming weekend, and yeah, we're gonna go break some stuff. I mean, it's still kind of quarantine-y, so we can probably just go to just go downtown and go absolutely bananas. Shit, I'm down. Yeah. It'd be nice to have a spotter when I'm doing that too, and I'll spot for you, and we won't kill anyone. It'll be great, and we'll wear masks. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Can't wait for that. Motor Matt says, dumb question. I was excited when I placed an order for motors on a 3-inch build. All 4 motor shafts are clockwise. I didn't see an option to change it. Yeah, Motor Matt. So all the motor manufacturers stopped doing clock and counterclock. Before I got into the hobby, so we're talking like 2-3 years ago. So yeah, they're all going to be right tight, left loose, like everywhere. And every so often you'll turtle mode, and it actually happened to me yesterday, oddly enough, last night. Turtle moded, and it just zipped the prop nut right off, and I had to take the walk of shame. If you crank the prop, I haven't had that happen in a long time. And lately I've been trying to not crank my prop nuts down quite so hard. So I might start cranking them down really hard again, because if it was up in a tree when that happened, that would be bad. And I'm not stripping prop nuts out that often, so I would rather strip a prop nut out every couple weeks than get a rig hung up in a tree, because 2 of the 4 props, nuts backed themselves off when I was turtle moding like a lunatic. Rob Axelson says, any chance of finishing the build tonight? Yeah, for sure. All I actually have to do, I did all the rest of the work off stream, so all I really have to do is put nuts on it and screw the top plate on. Actually, no, I have to solder the camera signal wire up. But yeah, so we'll get it done tonight for sure. Super Deluxe with a $20 super chat, bro. Thank you so much, man. Oh, he said the same thing. Yo, I heard you got custom grip tape with my logo. That's dope. I want to see it. Show me the money. Super. I don't know what you mean. The custom grip tape I've got from Tweet, it's just beautiful. It doesn't have your logo on it. It's just gorgeous. I mean, I could put one of your stickers on it. I could do that. Ooh, ooh, ooh! God, scared the shit out of me. That's the giveaway alarm, everybody. Ooh, so we're gonna do some giveaways. God damn it. Let me figure out. Well, this is perfect. So Super Deluxe's super chat is where I'm gonna scroll back up to, and Jamie says, I only come to bother Aaron and Phyllis chat with nonsense. All right, so Super Deluxe's chat is where I'm going to scroll back up to. Remy Tim bombed the FPV therapy link. Thank you very much for that. And yes, Mike Bergman, exactly. FPV SPACETHERAPY. All right, scrolling down to the bottom of the chat. And here we go. Experimental RC, just a real quick answer. So for a while now, hold on. For a while now, there haven't been any quads here in the middle because I haven't really had any working 5-inch rigs. These three right here are for working rigs, and then this is like my backup rig, like last resort. And then up here, everything else is broken prototypes. So you'll see stuff with like 3 arms and 2 arms. These are all frames that I'm not flying anymore because they're prototypes and I can't get parts and pieces anymore, or I've just decided against flying that frame. And hey, throw them up on the walls, wall art. There's a bunch. All right, here we go. Get it all in at once. All the nose scratching all at once. Fuck. Oh, God, it's just so bad. At least it's not like a fountain coming out like it was yesterday, though. Giveaways. Okay, so now that the giveaways are closed for tonight, if you join the Patreon at the $5, $10, or $20 tiers, right now, you'll get entered into next week's and the week after that, week after that, week after that. But tonight's giveaways are closed. So I'm going to do the thing that I need to do to get everybody on the wheel. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to give you guys something to watch. And that is going to be... All right, so I'm also trying to keep these streams monetizable by using royalty-free music. So... when I show flight edits, I'm going to use Spotify's royalty-free music, and even if it's somebody else's flight edit, just to make sure that I'm kind of cleared on that, because I want to see what happens. I want to see if... I don't think there is any money whatsoever in monetizing these streams, basically because YouTube only pays out 0.001, I believe it is, of a penny. So basically, unless you get like 10,000 plus views, it's just silly. But I'm streaming so often now that the views might actually pile up enough for it to get me a couple bucks, and then that's more money for the giveaways and for testing and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna try this for a little bit. I'm probably gonna get frustrated of it and go back, but don't know if you don't try. So I'm gonna give you guys CiottiFPV. This dude is a beast. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. That's a link to CiottiFPV's channel. This is going to be an OG pilot spotlight like I used to do. So it won't be his music. So go to his channel, sub to him, and watch his stuff on your own to get a properly mixed flight with music thing. But yeah, I stumbled across him. He's over in Europe, and like I said, he's just awesome. I'm going to show you the video of his that I discovered first, and see how quickly I can do the Patreon thing and load up the wheels, and it'll be not on his own music. Fair warning. Cool? So here you guys go. Here is CiottiFPV. I will be back in a minute. I need to mute this very quickly. I'm going to go back to the beginning. I was not ready for this. Okay, here we go. Click that button. Click this button. Click this button.
Nightmares come true. I'm feeling close down. Nightmares come true. I'm feeling close down, close down.
You fuck with a pretty face that's coming back. Ooh, and coming back for ya. Back for it. Take one for it, babe. I ain't coming back for it. Back for it. You made this about us. You can't do what I've taught. How do I explain love? You can't touch what's not yours. I'll show you what I meant when I said you're lost. It'll hit hard when I'm not at home. You started the burning and now that you worry that now you're without me, you'll go fucking crazy. Yeah. Nothing around me. Don't take it personally. You've got issues, big issues. Now what do you see? All that you want, you're gonna have it. Take my word for it, babe. I ain't coming back for you. Take my word for it, babe. I ain't coming back for you. Take my word for it, babe. I ain't coming back for you. Back for it. Back for it.
Hey, all right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Show CST some love. Let me turn this music off. Show CST some love. Tell him where you came from. Leave him a comment. Tell him CiottiFPV sent you. And yeah, man, subscribe to his channel. He's at 984. I want to see him over 1,000 before the end of the night. If not, I'm never gonna stream again. It's just insane. Yeah, let's get him up over 1,000. That'll be fun. I'm already subbed, so I can't help. But let's see where he's at now. Still at 984. You guys suck. Show him some love. I'm gonna close his. I've had his channel opened in a tab for like a month. I have one main Chrome window with like 1 million tabs in it of stuff that I don't want to forget. Speaking of, I'm gonna click. Oh! Speaking of, this is important. Jay Stoller, Nicholas Magolin, Robert Corbeil, Wild Dingo, Ryan Perkins, Short Circuit, Levi Schneider, Jameen Bedard. I need your guys' addresses. For the most part, if you've ever won anything, or even if you maybe missed a Monday night stream and don't know if you won something, everybody just do me a favor that's on Patreon. Hit your Patreon if you haven't recently and check your messages. I sent out a ton of messages today to people whose addresses I don't have. So do me a favor, guys. Hit your if you don't check your Patreon messages frequently or ever, do me a favor and hop over there and check them just to make sure you don't have a message waiting from me looking for your address. Cool? Thank you. Okay. Giveaway time. That's what the goat looks like. I realize I never show you guys the goat, but yeah, that's what he looks like. So, first, we're going to do Toothpick and Tiny Whoop. This is going to be a set of 1202 6300 kV motors by RC and Power. These are actually prototype motors, oddly enough, from Bob Ruge. So kind of unique little set of motors here, 1202 6300 kV, manufactured by RC and Power. Let's get a wheel over here and we'll click it and it'll spin and then somebody's name will come up and that's how things work. But first, let me just pull the chat over onto the other monitor real quick. And Prudence the safety goat, Eric Farmer says. All right. We should name the goat. You know, it's funny. I was gonna do a story time before the giveaways just to make the suspense more suspenseful. I was gonna do a tier on the Patreon for naming rights on the goat, but maybe we should just do a super chat giveaway for that because that would kind of be fun. And here's the super fun part. And I'm looking for the image right now. Along with the naming rights, you will get a beautiful piece of goat art. What the hell did I do with it? Shit, I better not have lost that. I spent all this time editing this goat art picture. Did I put it in like a folder called goat somewhere? Oh, man. If I lost... I mean, lost as in just... Ah, there it is. Goat art. Found it. So, yeah. Is that a good idea? Would anybody be willing to pay anything to name the goat, and then I'll call the goat's name out frequently? Here's the... and then here, look at this goat art that you get. Hold on. I'll even send you two. I did two versions of it. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, nope, that's not the right button. Oh boy, what's happening? Okay, we're on the wrong. Okay, now we're back, and we're back. Here's the goat art. What do you guys think? And it's gone. There it is. Found it again. So you'd get goat naming rights, and then you would also get this beautiful goat art. That's one. And then look, this is the other one. I like this one better. This is my favorite. And that's real. That's not like fake. We did that practically. It's a real goat art, guys. Real goat art. So yeah, I don't know. Nick, we're going to talk about this rig in a little bit when we hopefully finish building it. But yeah, I don't know, man. You guys have any interest? There was a simple little 2-light setup. There's the kicker in the back there, and then here's the fill light up front. And then a buddy of mine was dumping out vape smoke onto the goat. So yeah, I don't know. It doesn't come with the smoke. No smoke included. So yeah, maybe we'll do that for fun. That'll be interesting. Okay, enough beating around the bush. Let's do some goddamn giveaways. Here's your proof of entry for the first tier, which is the Tiny Whoop and Toothpick tier. There's 1 page, there's 2 pages, there's 3 pages, there is 4 pages. You guys can rewind, I cannot. So if you want to make sure that you're on the list, just rewind and you'll see your name. While you're doing that, I'm going to click the wheel and spin it, and the goat's going to make noise. Because again, that's how we do it around here. Who is it going to be? I think it's going to be white. It's someone in white. James Pellegrini getting in on the Tiny Motor game. James Pellegrini, congratulations. Can I copy? Can I highlight? Nope, I cannot. What's that? What's the point of that? I wish it hadn't. What? I gotta type that. Hold on. I gotta type it and send it to myself. Oh God, don't look at my emails, guys. Yeah, it wasn't a very sexy email. I'm gonna email myself that. So what's today? Today is May 18. Giveaways, and then we've got James Pellegrini with the 1202 6300s. Congratulations, James. Next up, we've got the $10 a month tier, and we are doing. So first and foremost, shout out to Harry Lang from Germany. He actually won these DAB 1404 7500 kV motors, but he decided that it would be so expensive for me to ship them, and he didn't really necessarily need them at the time. He decided to say, hey, re-giveaway them and keep it. He just wanted to support me. So awesome, Harry. Much appreciated. And hey, you guys get to show some love to Harry as well. So if you ever run across Harry Lang, give him a high five and a pat on the head, because he's a good dude. So Hype Train 1104 7500 kV DAB motors. These are made by T-Motor, so these are some of the best 1104s that you're going to find. This button, and then I gotta go over here. Where did the window go? Here it is. All right, proof of entry coming up, and we've got Cage FPV on the wheel twice because for some reason Patreon didn't spit his name out last week, so he's on here twice. There's your proof of entry, 1 page, and then 2 pages. So here we go with this tier, and The goat scream means that John Pearson's going to win. Here it comes. Nope. Jay Stoller. I think I just... Did I just ship something to Jay Stoller? No, wait. Jay Stoller. Yeah, all right, cool. So Jay Stoller, I'm going to take your other package of stuff here, and I'm going to unpackage it so that I can put it with these Hype Train dabs. That's pretty cool. Thanks for winning twice so I can save $5 on shipping. All right, sick. So Jay Stoller gets the dab motors and a bunch of 3-inch props. A match made in heaven there. Look at that. Would you just look at that? So I'm going to combine this, and it's going to be great. So let's type it in here. JSTAHLER, and it is 3-inch props and 1202. Oh, no, not 1202. Woo! 1104 7500s. All right. Look, man, we're like figuring stuff out. We're getting stuff down. This is crazy. Oh, and look. It was so long ago that there's a Baby Yoda sticker in there. Oh, you guys can't look because I'm on the wrong scene. Look at that. Jay's getting his Baby Yoda sticker from way back when, too. I ran out of those, by the way, guys. Made me very sad. Very, very sad. All right. Up next, the 5-inch giveaway. So this is going to be a set of 5 Emax RS2. Those are the motors that Travis flies, Gapit. These are their 2306 1600 kV. So these are 6S motors, and they're red and black, and that's about all I know about them. So let's go for it. Bringing up the wheel. Here is your proof of entry. Why is the bench cam on here? That's not what I want. I want the Canon camera on here so that you guys can see me do the goat scream. Damn, you've been missing my goat scream antics. Well, you'll get to see it now. Proof of entry is right here, and I'll just scroll up a little bit. And there you guys go. That's everybody. Let's see who wins. Wait, no, I gotta go here. It's going to be Cole Hatley. I can feel it. Cole Hatley wins it. Did I just ship you something too, Cole? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Cole Hatley, congratulations, man. You've won a dope little set of motors. Let's get you going here. Cole Hatley. I think Cole's on the $50 tier because he wanted to get my phone number and send me text messages asking me questions. And he has a couple times. And I've answered them. Maybe you want to do that too. Oh, the fucking sales guy coming out of me, man. Woo! Emax 2306 1600s. All right. 4th giveaway for the night, as always, is a super chat giveaway. Let's move these out of the way and show you what we got. First and foremost, thanks to CiottiFPV, I am on the small screen. Thanks to CiottiFPV, I always forget I need to kind of slouch down a little bit in my chair. If I sit straight up, bad things happen. Thanks to CiottiFPV, he is doing, until he says he doesn't want to anymore, so don't let him do that. Keep buying his awesome transmitter grips, all you guys. But he's doing a set of transmitter grips, and they can be the super secret Ciotti purple and red ones. A set of transmitter grips every single week for the Super Chat giveaway. So that's the big, awesome prize in the Super Chat giveaway. But I don't want to be left out. I still want to ship you guys something. So I've been doing all kinds of fun stuff. And tonight, it's going to be Tiny's LEDs. There are going to be 2 full sets of race wires in here, and then a bunch of the standard 3-chip LED, just send them VBAT and they light up and are pretty and beautiful. We're going to do a little set of those. Thanks to Tiny's LEDs for the support. We're going to do a set of these Avan R 5.65s. These are tri-blades. And I've heard, word on the street is that Avan props are actually, like, from a technical standpoint, some of the most, if not the most, efficient props because of the blade profile. There's a lot of work that Oh God, his name just left my brain. Sage. Sage Thayer is brother of Zach Thayer, a noob. And yeah, he does their. He's an aerodynamicist, and he does their prop design. And yeah, I've heard that these are the most efficient. But what I will say is, from the time that I've spent on these at full throttle, they're definitely not the most efficient, which kind of makes sense. It's just efficiency. When you give a prop an efficiency rating, you have to kind of give it an efficiency rating across the throttle range, across the RPM range, I should say. So yeah, these are really good cruising props, or I think these are also really good racing props. The design is super cool looking, and yeah, they're pretty pitchy, so you can haul some ass with them. And then also some HQ 5.1 by 5.1s. Fair warning, these are a big, beastly prop that's going to draw a ton of amps, and it's going to crash like crazy. These are heavy, and they're strong as hell, so that's the use for these. Don't put these on a rig that's got like a 20 amp ESC, or it'll blow it to smithereens. Can't believe I just remembered to say smithereens. I'm so happy for myself. So we're going to do, the way the Super Chat giveaways is you guys do Super Chats for X amount, and then I total those all up on a wheel and spin the wheel, and somebody wins. You can enter as many times as you want. To enter each time, it's going to be $4. We'll do $4. So if you do a $4 Super Chat, you're going to get put on the wheel once, $8 twice, $12 three times. I can't do math beyond that. I went to public school. I went to a great college, though. But they don't teach math in college. They teach statistics, which is the most confusing shit ever. And it's one of the only classes I ever did like really bad in school, because I was a goody two-shoe. So Dave's FPV says, you only gave me one sticker in DC now. It will forever live in a box unstuck. But I look at it twice a week. Well, Dave's, then you just got to be the first one to PayPal me $5, and you'll get 2 more. And then you'll be able to stick 2 and keep the extra 1. Dark Sagan is the first one to get in on the Super Chat giveaway. Thanks, Dark. Much, much appreciated. Let's get you going here. Okay. So we'll let the Super Chat thing warm up here a little bit. I'm going to start putting people on the wheel, and you guys can look at me small for a minute while I do that, because why not? All right, so we've got Dark Sagan coming in hot. Rob Axelson doesn't do math good either. He went to art school. Wilder FPV getting in with a $4. All right, Wilder is on the wheel. And while that's going down, let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Oh, no, I'm going to put it in a bag because I'm being organized. Hopefully you guys can't see my butt. Oh, God. Oh, come on. Nope, that's not what I wanted. God. While we're waiting for that, oh no, where'd that come from? Oh, got it. While we're waiting for that to heat up, ooh, the rimmiest of Tims is getting in twice. Timmy Tam, getting in the game. Nathaniel LaBouffe getting in as well. I probably spelled that wrong, but close enough. All right, we'll give it another couple minutes to just let it kind of fill up a little bit, and then we will spin it, and I can get back to the chat, do some more Q&A. We'll do some work on this little guy over here, talk more about that, and yeah, we'll have a good time tonight. I am going to stop streaming at 12 o'clock because that's typically when Kristen goes to bed, so I try not to be screaming and yelling while she's trying to sleep, so that, you know, she doesn't kill me in my sleep. Kind of surprised she hasn't already. Christ, she's got to live with me. Yikes. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Hi-oh! Alright, so we got this going. I got them all bagged up. I'm being organized. I'm being an adult. It sucks. I hate it. Alright, woohoo! So, I feel bad because I'm going to murder it, but Dreyfub, with a $20 super chat. Dreyfub is going for the throat. How does that math work out? What's that, 5? Yeah, alright, DREIFUB, right? Okay, good. And now I'm going to copy and paste it because I don't want to massacre it any worse than I have already massacred the pronunciation, I'm sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DryFub, you are in there. Thank you for the support. Very, very cool of you. We've got Free Lojo getting in. The freest of Lojos. And then we've got a little bit of Metal Dirt Skin. And then we've got Dave's FPV spraying and praying. And then Callisto getting in on twice. Yeah, Callisto, I got you over here in a bag still. I ran out of... I do the... I mail the giveaways out oldest to newest. And I ran out of padded envelopes. So I'm just waiting on getting more padded envelopes. And I think you're in the very next bag. I think you're right in the front there. I think I can actually see your name on my little post-it note. Okay, so Callisto is getting in here twice, trying to win a second set of things. All right, got you on there twice, Callisto. Then we've got it's Levitation. I've been saying Leviathan, or is that a second? I think those are two separate people. Levitation FPV with $4.99. That gets them 1.25 entries on the wheel. Levitation, if you want a second, if you want to get put on the wheel a second time, it's another $3. Or I'll just take that extra $1 and I'll buy a third of a beer on you. Totally up to you. Levitation, I'm going to put you on here once. I don't know what happens as soon as I start to type, and like my brain, my fingers, and my mouth all just like Levitation FP. Like I can barely say what I'm typing. Tanner getting in the door with $12, 3 entries. Let's see if I can screw this up. TANNERD. All copy, tab, paste, tab, paste. Haha. Tiago with 23 R's. 20 he says, feeling nice today. 23 R's are 4 USD. Thank you for that, Tiago. And looks like it's auto-suggesting your name. That's kind of nice of Chrome. All right, Solo FPV with $4. Thank you, Solo. Getting in on the action. Euro with $4, and it's slowing down. I think Euro might be the last one, but I'll give you guys another, I don't know, 30 seconds. YUR, because that's probably how long it'll take me to figure out how to spell Euro's name, because I always get it wrong, and he does the uppercase, lowercase thing, and that's just I'm far too old for the uppercase and the lowercase letters. It just doesn't work. Daniel's counting us down. YUROEH. Did I get it? I got it. All right, there we go. And Yapsy's going to continue the countdown. Oh, I'm going by the countdown. Somebody's got to hit 0 before I'm just going to spin the goddamn wheel. There's your proof of entry. It's up on the screen. You watch me type it in. Nobody else is getting in because 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, we're good to go. Thanks, everybody, for the support. I hope you all win, but that's an impossibility. So only one of you is going to win. The rest of you, it sucks to be you. CiottiFPV shitting on his audience since 2019. All right, guys, here we go. Wait, no, I gotta hit this button. Applying wheel changes and spinning the wheel. Who shall it be? Shall it be the big hitters taking up half the wheel? Will it be the singles? It will be the singles. Solo FPV steals it with a $4 super chat, proving that you just got to make sure you get in. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, so just take the goddamn shot. Just send me the $4. Congrats, Solo. I need to write your name down, right? And I also need to write a note as to what you won. SOLOW FPV. Solo, your job's not done, though. You need to message me on Patreon or Facebook or Instagram with what you won. Hopefully you remember, because I already packaged it up, so it's just out of sight, out of mind. Address, first name, last name, and what you won. And then I'll send it out. You need to do the same thing with CiottiFPV. Send CiottiFPV all your info and what your transmitter is and what color you want. Do you want CiottiFPV purple? Or do you just want boring old black? All right, Solo. Let me just make a quick note. It was Emax props. 5.1 by 5.1 and Tiny's LEDs. Look at that. I can remember some things, and then I'm going to email it to myself because that's how I do things. I'm certain that there's a way to do it way better than that, but hey, whatever, man. If it works, then it works. Solo, can you do me a favor and send it again? I'm sure I have it somewhere. If you've sent it here, how about this? If you've sent it to me on Patreon before, then I'm good. If you've sent it to me on Facebook or Instagram, it's probably gone forever. So, yeah, there you go. Okay, what now? Q&A. Hey, we got to scroll back up on the chat. Thanks to everybody for your support. You guys rule. You quite literally make this whole thing possible and have since the beginning. So, yeah, pat yourselves on the back because you all deserve it. Like, okay, let's deep breaths. Chat time. Chat time. Time for chat. Chat. Oh. Well, YouTube did the thing again where it's not letting me scroll up high enough, so I'm sure I missed at least a couple questions. I'm going to start hammering through these questions. If I don't get to yours, just ask it again and make sure you tag me. So, Robax, the highest thing that I can see in the chat is Robax is saying, don't touch this. For the record, anybody looking for Quaranstream number 11, it's gone forever. Apparently, I played an MC Hammer video one too many times in there. I not only played the audio from it, but I played the video from it, which I think is what pissed YouTube off. So lesson learned, and I can't even I can't even see it to edit it out. They have a little editor. You can go into past streams and cut shit out, but I can't even do that. Like it's gone forever. It's just never to be seen again. Gone to the ether in outer space. So, and that sucks. There was some really good tech in that one, but hey, it is what it is. So don't look for Quaranstream number 11 because you won't find it, and neither will I. Airbender FPV saying, I ordered all the pieces and parts for my first gaming editing PC today, so I'll finally be able to run Sims. What do you say about what Sims are bandwidth hungry because my internet kind of sucks? I don't think any of them are bandwidth hungry. Some of them are just processor hungry. So yeah, I don't think you have to worry about bandwidth, to be honest with you, Airbender. All right, what do we got next? And Jamie, absolutely we are this weekend for shoresies. Eric Farmer, Prudence the safety goat. Eric Farmer wants to name the goat. I like that name. Wait, should we do you guys want to bid on naming the goat? Is that something you guys want to do? Should we do it tonight? William Barlow asking, did I get in tonight? William, you can rewind the stream and check the proof of life that I do before each wheel spinning, and you should be in there. I think I remember seeing your name. Jamie says, "Oh, Karen." Nick Martuccio says, "What quad do you have on the bench there, Nick?" This is the Rotorius CB3. Rotorius is a frame company in England that makes great stuff. I've been one of their sponsored. Actually, I think I'm their only sponsored freestyle pilot. They have a bunch of race pilots that they sponsor. But yeah, I've been there. They've been my only sponsor for a long, long time. And they make great stuff. This is unfortunately a discontinued frame at the moment. It should be coming back. And there's also a chance that I might personally be handling the U.S. distribution. of this frame moving forward. So cross your fingers on that. That we're in the very early stages of getting that figured out. We don't know if it'll be financially possible. We were just talking about this like all of about an hour ago, so it's all kind of fresh. But yeah, that'll be really cool. This is the best micro frame that I have found in the 3+ years that I've been doing this. It just kind of checks all the boxes, and it flies as close to a 5-inch rig as anything I've been able to build. Anything that I've been able to build for a long time. With micros, my specific goal. So one of the things that I have a really hard time with is adjusting between the way that micros fly and then the way that 5-inch rigs fly. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, where if I fly a bunch of batteries on a bunch of micros and then I go out to a big spot to fly my 5-inch rig, it'll take me like 3 or 4 or 5 batteries just to adjust back to the way that the 5-inch rig feels, and getting used to how far it's going to throw, how the throttle picks up, the throttle resolution, all kinds of different things. So that makes flying well kind of difficult, and it kind of leaves me in this place where I took a while off from micros. There was like almost a year that I just didn't fly micros. I only flew 5-inch rigs because I just wanted to get better, and flying a consistent rig over and over and over again was the only thing that was allowing me to get beyond this plateau of wherever my flight skills were at that time. So something that I do with micros now is I really do pay attention to like how they fly in comparison. And what I've found is this sort of build here, which ends up being about 200 grams all up, 4S 450 batteries, 1306 motors, 3-inch propellers. Something about this combination has a little bit less power, so it goes upwards a little bit slower than 5-inch rigs, but that's fine. Coming down off the throttle, floating back down, it's got roughly the same sort of. So when you chop the throttle, the rig begins to fall, and there's the initial acceleration of it, and then there tends to be like just like a maximum fall speed, right? What's it called? Terminal velocity. It tends to hit a terminal velocity, right? And that fall speed is going to be different whether you're right side up, upside down, on your side, nose down, but eventually you just sort of get a feel for it. And this particular combination, for me at least, and in my opinion, most closely mirrors the way that fall speed accelerates and then tops out. So basically, like when I'm doing something, like so if I do a move where I chop the throttle and I'm not looking down at the ground, so I don't have a view of the ground to tell me like, hey, you're about to slam into the ground, or to tell me like how much I'm accelerating towards it. When I do those sort of moves with other rigs, I will either end the move too high or already in the dirt. And that's because of what I'm talking about here. Like this, there's just this expectation of the fall speed and of how much hang time I'm going to have. And with these CB3 builds, that just doesn't happen. Like I just end the move where I think I should be. And that's the biggest thing for me, at least, that that helps me to not have to spend so much time adjusting. I mean, in fairness, you're always going to have to adjust. A 3-inch rig will never fly exactly like a 5-inch rig, ever. The weight of the rig has a lot to do with how it flies. Yes, the propeller size also has something to do with it, but having a 600+ gram rig and then a 200 gram rig, they are never going to throw the same. The prop size be damned. You're just never going to be able to hammer the throttle and jump off the throttle and have those two rigs cover the same amount of distance, horizontal distance. So there's always going to be some adjustment, but with this build, there's a lot less adjustment than with any other build. So you're going to start seeing a lot of content from these. over the past like 6 months, I've really tried to be open-minded and build toothpicks and 1S and 2S and 3S and 4S and 6S and even 5S. And I've come right back to this. So I'm basically going to be building 3 or 4 very similar setups to this. And when I go out to fly, it's going to be one of these or it's going to be a 5-inch rig. The smaller stuff is just basically going to be for like around the house. So like out front, there's a couple trees. So yeah, expect to see some more content here, and hopefully I'll be able to maybe get these frames into your guys' hands, because I don't think any of you will believe how good this flies. It's really it's something that I worked on the formula for this build for a long time, for like about a year and a half, I think. I just kept experimenting to try to get as close to this combo as I could. So a lot of thought has gone into that, a lot of R&D has gone into that, and it flies extremely well. And unfortunately, there just aren't any other frames out there that kind of check all the boxes that this one does. So there's some that get close. The Impulse Mini Alien and Mini Reverb are pretty much the closest yet, but there's a couple things that there's a couple deal breakers with those frames for me. They're still really good frames, don't get me wrong, but this frame is quite a bit better. I usually like to kind of say, like, in my opinion and shit like that. I'm not going to say that in this case. This frame is better, period. And I'm dying to get it in your guys' hands so that you can see, you can understand, like, you'll be like, oh, okay, and you'll have this aha moment of like, now I get it. To cut it, I mean, the long story short, stronger arms, more durable, and more words are so hard sometimes. Can be configured in more different configurations. There's a word that I can't think of, but it can be configured in more ways. Fuck this. I'm next. Experimental says that's goated. What's that mean? Oh, were you talking about the goat, Experimental? Rob Axelson said, I'm gonna win tonight. Sorry, Rob. Wait, did you? No, you didn't. I don't think. No, I can't look. Too late. I don't think you did. Sorry, Rob. Next week for sure. Experimental says again, that's goated. What's goated? Why don't I remember? Remy Tim says wrong camera. Too late now. The mic is way too low. Yeah, I had the wrong camera. Jafar, wrong camera. Thanks, guys. Tiago says wrong cam and wrong mic. Thanks, Tiago. Rob Axelson, are you sure his name isn't Oscar? Doesn't say Oxford on the bottom. It says his name is Made in China. What do we got? Ooh, is JR in here? Hey, Scarecrow is in here. What's up, brother? You won. Do I have your address? Didn't I ship you something already? I think I already have it. I'll get it out to you, brother. Weirdo with a skateboard is so drunk, he says. Oh, okay, wait. Oh. Drive Up says, let's take this slow. See, I'm not ready for that commitment yet. All right, Dave's FPV says, you only give me one sticker and... Oh, yeah, we got that. All right, cool. And then we got the Super Chats. Rabak System doesn't do math good because he went to art school. Wilder FPV sent $5 at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, it doesn't count. Before the giveaways, it's all just like love and support. Off-Axis FPV says at CiottiFPV. That's all I said. What's up, Off-Axis? How are you, man? I see. I have a nice little 2.5-inch iFlight with full speed 20x20 stack and Zing 1404 3600s with 3-blade HQ 2.5-inch props. What battery would you recommend to make it fly nice with lots of power? So, 3600 kV, and you're going 2.5-inch props. Ooh, buddy. You need more kV. I doubt that stack will take 5S, so you're going to be limited to 4. Whatever the maximum cell count that stack will take, that's what you want to put on there. Ideally, my favorite 2.5-inch, like 3-blade, 2.5-inch prop setup is a 1304 5000 kV on 4S. So that's the 2S equivalent of 10,000 kV. That's a ton of RPM. Or the 1S equivalent of 20,000 kV. That's a lot of RPM, but it makes really, really, really good power. So yeah, I think you're going to be a little bit underpowered on 4S, but give it a go. That I would say get a 4S 450. Just one though, just get one, and then see how those motors are. And then I think you're going to be a little underpowered, and then you can look into finding a 5,000 kV motor, or like at least like a 4,500 kV, or something closer to 5,000 kV. And then when you're ordering those other motors, you can get some more 4S 450s. But yeah, that I think you're a little low on the kV, unfortunately. But it also kind of depends on the all-up weight of the rig. So if that rig is light enough, you might get away with it. When I'm giving these recommendations, it's based around these CB rigs, which the 2.5-inch CB rig is about 180 grams all up weight. So everything I just said is assuming that you're at 180 grams all up. If you're lighter than that, you might get away with a lower KV. All right. Athix said... Oh, it feels weird reading someone else saying it. CiottiFPV says he's going in hot and wet on a whoop board for a baby tooth. All right, I officially need to stop saying that when I'm building. What I've been building lately, I'm trying to not skip steps when I'm soldering, because I know that new people are watching and people that aren't super experienced with soldering are watching. So I'm trying to solder the right way, and I'm also trying to think up of like back in school you would learn like an acronym for something, and then like what was the one with the planets, like my first pizza eats pizzas, like to learn the names of the planets, there was that acronym. So I'm trying to think of like not acronyms, but like memorable things for you guys to remember what to do when you're soldering for like the steps. So I've been to remind people that they want the iron to be hot, and then for the tip to be tinned, I've been unfortunately now, because I feel like a maniac, I've been saying that you got to make sure that you're going into the solder joint hot and wet. And now it just feels wrong. So I'll probably stop saying that because it just feels too dirty. But I don't know, who knows. Weirdo with a skateboard, be marking bits with this giveaway. I have no idea what that means. Maybe it's just because Weirdo's drunk. So you gotta be marking bits with this giveaway. What does that mean? And then we had the countdown, and so we're probably almost caught up here. Let's keep scrolling. Rob Axelson says, spin that birch. Took care of that. And Wilder FPV says, I've missed 100% of the shots I've taken. Someday, buddy. Someday you'll smack the puck in the net from center court, from center ice. And YouTube did the thing again, so now let me scroll back up, try to find where I was. Oh, I'm not almost caught up. All right, let's blast through these. Here we go. Tiago Ramos says, I think there are messages in Discord. Solo says, I think you have my info. All right, let me open Discord. I'll at least open it. I can't guarantee I'll read it or do anything with it, but I'll at least open it. Parts for Bent Toys sent me an email with his address. Thanks, brother. Rob Axelson, you need to get soldering if you want to finish that build. I only have one joint to solder, so I'm good. Rob. Metal Dirtskin says, I like Google Keep for random. I like Google. You got spell check, not Keep. Docs is what you were probably typing. I like Google Docs for random lists like that. I need to use Google Docs more. TweetFPV says, how's the training trainer coming along? I was waiting for the red TPU, Oh, as you know, of course, Dan. So there's the red TPU. Wow, let's put it correct. There we go. So that's what it's going to look like with red TPU. That should be awesome. And then I was going to do it yesterday, but my face was just pouring snot like a broken faucet. And then it kind of was all day again today, so I didn't do it today. We'll see. If I wake up tomorrow and my face isn't filled with snot, then maybe you guys will see a Tiny Trainer build. Because it is going to be like its own live stream. It's not going to be a Quaranstream. It's going to be a Tiny Trainer build stream with its own thumbnail and its own description and whatnot. So, yeah, that's how it's coming along. How's yours been, Dan? Is it you break it yet? You slam it good and hard yet? Danny Scoggin says, is the Maytech F722 STD known to have problems? When I throttle up, my quad hovers 3 inches, then shoots up and spins left. I have no control. I've tried Betaflight and iNav. Danny Scoggin, what it sounds like is you've got too many vibrations coming into that flight controller for your filtering, the current filtering setup, and your current PID loop to handle. First and foremost, look for physical problems. Make sure all your screws are tight. Make sure none of the screws are on the bottom of the motor. There are. I got messages from Meat Quad Fair. I'll look at them in a second. On the bottom of the motor, there are. Wait, no, this is why I have bench cam. Hold on. Get that focus there. Okay. On the bottom of the motor, you might already know this, but I'm just saying it because there's guaranteed somebody in here that doesn't know it. Those copper windings in there, when you put your screws through the arm and then through the stator base, you got to make sure that those screws aren't touching the copper windings. That's important. That can cause all kinds of chaos. So check for that. And then check your soft mounting on the flight controller. Make sure the flight controller has a little bit of wiggle in there from the soft mounting. Also make sure that there's nothing touching the flight controller that could be bumping into it as soon as you touch the throttle. And then take your props off, plug it into Betaflight, go into the motors tab, plug a battery in, and individually spin each motor up while you're holding the quad. So hold the quad in your hand with it all plugged in with the battery on it, no props, spin each motor up individually, and you're both feeling and listening for one motor, or technically all the motors could potentially have a shitload of vibrations. It should be pretty smooth. Most of the time what happens is one motor takes a big slam and the bell bends, and then that motor is very vibrating. So usually when you spin them up individually, you'll hit one motor that'll go bah, and the other ones will be. So yeah, that's what I think you should do first. That's going to rule out most hardware issues. After you've done that, if everything is still fine, go into your PIDs and drop your P gains down by 20 and drop your D gains down by 20 as well, and try that. It's going to fly like a bag of smashed assholes, but if it doesn't fly away to the moon like that, that's a sign that your PID loop is just too aggressive. At that point, if that's the deal, message me and we'll move forward. But that's gonna at least get you going on that troubleshoot, and yeah, we can take it from there. All right. Dave's FPV asking, are you sticking with rapid fire after Bardwell's video today? I still think rapid fire won by 5 to 7%. It was so close that it's just kind of, I just don't find it necessary to, I'm not going to change unless there's an improvement. Even if the TBS module was a little bit better, I would probably still stay with rapid fire because I'm used to it and I already have it. If they do another firmware update and it does legitimately get better than rapid fire, I'll think about it. But yeah, if as long as they're close, I'm sticking with an immersion product. Immersion RC products have always been really good to me. I use their Tramp VTXs in all of my 5-inch rigs, and yeah, kind of like no reason to switch, if I'm totally honest. Tanner says that was a good stream though. Yeah, I know, man. I'm pissed, but I when I put the it's funny too because when I put the Hammer Time on, I was like, this is kind of a lot of times like OG songs like that can get you in trouble, and I was kind of like, wow, fuck this is, should I really be doing this? But then I saw that it was on YouTube, so I was like, well, if it's on YouTube, then it should be okay. You're always kind of playing with dynamite when you put somebody else's content on your thing. Oh, that's a context is everything. Bald Man FPV, thoughts on the Apex Toucan? They look tasty. Bald Man, those motors are awful big. What is it, a 1607, I think? I've got the Emax 1606s on this Acrobat V1, and my God, like this rig is like 260 grams all up. These motors could pick up like an 800 gram rig. I'm kind of convinced of. 1606 is a shitload of motor. I don't need anything that has anywhere near that amount of power. So going up even higher to a 1607, for me, like, there's really no reason for it. Realistically, those motors are... I can't imagine anything other than a big fat Cinewhoop that would benefit from those motors. So, yeah, I mean, until I have like a 600-700 gram Cinewhoop, I'm not even thinking about those motors. I almost bought one of them to see if it was notchy, to see if it had a 3mm motor bell, but then I just went, well, what's the point? Like, there's no... I can't imagine a use for these motors. It's just kind of too much motor. Maybe for a 4-inch prop. That's the other usage for those motors, but that I can think of. But I don't have a 4-inch build yet. I have a 4-inch frame, and the build is coming soon at some point. Realistically, it won't be this week. It maybe next week. Maybe. I'm thinking about doing a build-a-thon stream. Maybe. What'd we say? Wednesday? Kristen! She's probably got her headphones on. Yeah, I'm going to do like an 8 or maybe 8+ hour build-a-thon stream. Maybe this week, maybe next week, maybe Wednesday. Fuck you, Nose! Fuck you! But so maybe I can just get a ton of work done on that. But yeah, these 1606s are what's going to go on that 4-inch build. So if I put these 1606s onto those 4-inch props and they're under propped, then I might be getting a set of those Apex Toucans. Although, to be totally honest, if these 1606s aren't enough, I will probably, before those Toucans, I will probably try X Nova? Is it X Nova that makes a 1804? I think there's a company called X Nova that makes an 1804, and that's the motor that I'm really interested in for 4-inch props. I prefer motors that are wider than taller. The width of the motor gives it instantaneous mechanical torque, and that makes the PID loop very happy because it allows the motor to speed up and slow down the prop much more easily. So yeah, in my opinion, an 1804 would probably outperform a 1607 everywhere but full throttle, and that's kind of what I spend most of my time flying, not at full throttle. And I think if you put a stick cam on yourself, you will too. Full throttle, especially for freestyle, is in bursts. You do like a quick burst of full throttle. So I buy motors that fly really well for the 99% of the time where I'm not full throttle. That's just me. If you want that top end power, then the 1607 would be a better choice for you than an 1804. It might even be a 2004. I forget what it is, but they're on Pyrodrone. Somebody in the chat probably already covered my ass and typed in who they're made by. Eric Farmer says, "Tweet FPV, gotta be Gotta get back to me on the Prudence thing. CiottiFPV doesn't get it. Prudence sounds so familiar. God damn it! What is Prudence from? Is that from West? That's from from Westworld. Chris and I are pretty deep into Westworld season 3 right now. AMZ Mellow. How do you like the tiny trainer frame? I want to order, but it's out of stock. AMZ, the frame is awesome. It's super. There are a whole bunch of like innovations that he put in there. It's just a great frame. It's got a very specific use, and there are some things that I don't love about it, but on the whole, I think it's great. On the whole, Preparation H is a great thing. What movie? Big Taters says, shit, I am late. It's a great frame though, AMZ. If you see it, come back in, get it. It's super cool looking. It's going to be such a fun frame to kind of have in your collection. Big Taters says, your vid is still monetized. Awesome. So hey, are you guys seeing any, so that I haven't monetized my channel for the 11 years that it's been up until like last week. So is there anything different about like this stream? Is there shit popping up? Hopefully it's not too obnoxious. Let me know. Rob Axelson, well, get to building. Deal. Okay. CiottiFPV says, Prudence the Safety Goat is from AVE. AVE. What the hell's AVE? Looking it up. Clicking the link. Couldn't find the page that you're looking for. Great. Prudence the Safety Goat. Oh, look at that! It's actually him. There's pictures of him. What? What's AVE? Oh, here's a Reddit post. Reddit posts always give you the straight dope. Unofficial Reddit subreddit of AVE, Canadian hero. Oh, it's a Canadian thing. No wonder why I don't know anything about it. You crazy Canucks, you. CNC. Oh, all right. I'm a little bit more on the inside to the inside joke. I get it. I see it. Rob Axelson says, put me down for 2 frames. Done, Rob. Tannard says, what mounting holes does it have? The CB3 has both 9x9 and 12x12. Because why wouldn't you just slot the holes out? Because there is absolutely zero standardization in FPV for what mounting holes you use on micromotors. Troy Casperson likes Choate the Goat. Alright. Scrolling. Carl says customizable. That's the word I was looking for. Rob Axelson, can be configured multiple ways. That works too. Freelojo says, I'd say get 3 of the... Wait, what? I'd like to get 3 of them frames you're selling because I got the dynamic of what you're saying. Awesome, Freelojo. I'm working on it. I'm going to try my best. Scrolling. Big Taters says, I found what was wrong with the Tiny Hawk Freestyle. It was the ESC. That sucks. Whole new board for you, my friend. Sorry, man. Dave Chung says, I'm building a non-HD CB3. I don't understand why you said you shouldn't do soft mounting on the Emax 1306 motors. Can you explain again? Yes, I can, David Chung. So, you've got from the bottom to the top, I'll do it with my hands. Bottom to the top of the end of an arm, you've got hard metal screws, hard carbon fiber, then you've got soft TPU soft mount, and then you've got a hard metal stator base and motor. So when that motor vibrates, the TPU sucks up. Alright, so this is our motor. The motor vibrates to the right. That squishes the TPU on the right side, right? That's below it. And then the motor unloads and wiggles back the other direction, and on the way back the other direction, the TPU unloads, unsquishes, the metal screw on the bottom now bashes it into the hard carbon fiber, so, and then it does that over and over and over again, right? So think of a black box log, or just any wave, right, going up and down and up and down and up and down, and think of what that looks like to the gyro. It's nice and soft on the one let's say when it's going up, and then when it's going down and the metal screw, bombards into the into the hard carbon, it's going to spike. So the gyro plot is going to be soft spike, and the flight controller is going to be like, mate, what the fuck is happening? Also, in a collision, when the motor gets pushed to the side, it's going to try to bend that screw, and it's going to try to bend and break your stator screws. I have soft-mounted motors on everything. 2-inch, 2.5-inch, 3-inch, 5-inch. Like, the last 2-3 years, I've spent a good amount of effort soft-mounting motors, and every single time I've done it, the performance has been worse than when I take the soft mount out. And usually what I do is flip it over so that the soft mount is down against the screws, and then I can just crank the screws up into it really hard. And what's cool is the TPU prevents the screws from backing out, and it doesn't do any actual soft mounting, which is what I want. And then magically the rig flies a little bit better. So yeah, that's my I don't know if that's actually what's happening. I'm not a molecular physicist, but that's certainly what seems to be happening, is that unless you run TPU motor screws, which probably wouldn't last all that long, you can't soft mount it in a way that it's going to be soft mounted all the time, basically. So there you go. Great question, brother. Rob X says, learn the hard way. They press the bells in the shafts separate and separate daily. Right? You just served us 9 pizzas. That's it. ZDK Root called it. Yeah. It looks like a bunch of other people called it out. That's it. My first pizza just ate 9 mothers. That's not the one that I learned, but similar. Talking about the acronym for the planets. Solo FPV says, let me know if anyone is printing you the purple Tiny Trainer parts before I fire up the printer tomorrow. Solo, did we talk through Messenger today? If so, then no, nobody else is printing them. I talked to somebody today about it, though. I talk to so many people every day that I'm sorry, guys, but I just get everybody's names mixed up. But yeah, so I think we're good, but let me know. Scrolling. YouTube did the thing. Scrolling back up. Fuck you, YouTube, you son of a bitch. Weirdo with a Skateboard says, oh, okay, here we go with the different acronyms. Okay, cool. Weirdo's got it. Solo said, okay, yeah, we got it. Weirdo says, autocorrect did me dirty on that one. I was trying to say, be making bits in this giveaway. Got it. Tweet FPV, damn, the red looks great. Gonna do one in pistachio green. Ooh. Alright. Who the hell makes pistachio green TPU? Saint Smart? Dude, the only green TPU I've ever seen is that like super bright green from Saint Smart. Very cool, pistachio green. That's gonna look dope. Rob Axelson says you thought it was good, but it was not. What were we talking about? I forget what we were talking about, Rob. Experimental RC says, do you have the Tiny Trainer STL files? They are on Thingiverse, but I'm going to drop you guys a link because I had a hard time finding them earlier. And if I just look in my previous, I should be able to find it. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Hold on, let me see. Okay, here it comes. Oh, there's more than one now. Well, just look at that. A big rear fin? CiottiFPV made a big old rear fin. That's cool. Wow, that's really cool looking. Revised rear fin for the Tiny Trainer. It's taller. Oh, nice. Okay, look at that. It's taller so that it allows you to flip over a little bit better using turtle mode, but not so tall that it loses the character of the original design. No more giant flipstick rod that came with the Tiny Trainer. Bottom of the fin is also tapered to... very cool. I am digging that. All right, well, here you guys go. CiottiFPV, who is another supporter of the channel. He sent over a frame that we did a giveaway for a while back. Looks like he made a bigger fin, so there's the link to the bigger fin. That is super cool. And then here is the link with all of the official print files. And there you guys go. The key is I couldn't find it on Thingiverse because I was putting a space between Tiny and Trainer. No space. Just search for Tiny Trainer, one big word, and you'll find those two files that I just linked to on Thingiverse. Let me get a drink before my voice goes to hell, as if it hasn't already. Okay. Oh, Rob Axelson, I got it. You thought it was good, but it was snot. I missed the S. Good on you, sir. Good pun, my friend. CiottiFPV, still going strong. Crashed the shit out of it racing. Getting tired of cutting zip ties every time I want to change something. The next one is going to be Falco X just for fun. Tweet, here's your answer. Maybe. Either rubber bands or... Where the hell did I put them? God damn it. See, this is why I reorganized myself and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a much better spot for this thing. And then I can only remember where the original spot was that I put said thing in. Maybe in here? Come on, man. So they're 3D printed wrap straps, basically. And I've got a bunch of them somewhere. They're in a spot that made sense to me a couple days ago. There's one. I think these things might work. These little 3D printed wrap straps, and there's probably like a... I buy these from BMC 3D, but I'm willing to bet there's a link on Thingiverse to it. Wait, here, let me give you a little bit better focus on it. Yeah, and it usually... So this one has already been cut down, but it's usually much longer, and it has a little pull tab on it. And yeah, so I think these might be a good solution for that. I'm going to have the same issue because I'm building mine with HD, and the AIO board is rotated in a way that I'm going to have to take the canopy off to get the goddamn memory cards out. So I'm going to be in the same boat, potentially. I actually, when I cut these, I have the little remnant, and the little remnant is probably going to be just about the right size. So if you don't print these out before I get that build done, I'll let you know how that works. Although actually, you'll see it on the stream. You'll see me put them on there and see whether or not they work. Okay. Good to hear that you've battered the hell out of it and it's still holding up good, though, so that's cool. And the next one being Falco X will be interesting as well. Rob Axelson, flying like a bag of smashed assholes, and you're worried about coming in. Athix says, new description. You guys dug that one, huh? Have I not said that before? I used to whip that one out a lot at parties. New description, flies like a bag of smashed assholes. Thank you, maybe for real nice. Night Train, how's the Tiny Trainer flights going? Not well, because it's not built yet, but we're going to get it built, damn it. Ruby Tim says, what do you know about Bob Ruby's secret sauce new secret motors? I know some things. They're going to be pretty different. I mean, they're going to be good. I'm pretty confident that they're going to be very, like, I want to say very different, but it's hard because, like, I've thought that about 100 different things in the 5-inch world, and then I put them on, and it's like, oh yeah, it's a little bit better. But this is not going to be like 2306 versus 2207. This is not going to be that level of, like, minutia of difference. This is going to be a definite, like, yes, I can feel this change. Whether or not that change is going to be better than the current sized motors that we have now, I have no idea. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't really know, but I'm really excited about it. I'll tell you that. I'm really looking forward to it. So, if that tells you anything. Big Tater's calling out the lava lamp lavaing. Hell yeah. X-Nova, that is it. Yeah, X-Nova is who's making the 533 motors, but X-Nova also makes these. I'm pretty sure it's an 1804 that I'm just so excited for. I really want to try them on 3-inch props because even on these 16 millimeter wide stators, I still I still think we might not have enough stator width to really properly control a 3-inch prop. I still feel like we might need a little bit more stator width, and an 1804 is going to really answer that question for me. Like, I should be able to know within 3 seconds whether or not, like, if I can get those 1804s and get them onto a 3-inch prop. And what I'll do is I'm just going to put them on the 4-inch frame, and then I'll just put 3-inch props on the 4-inch frame. I will know instantly whether or not 16 millimeters is enough stator width for 3-inch props, or whether we need more. So I'm really looking forward to that, and yeah, super duper looking forward to those motors. Kind FPV with $30 of FPV love. Well, okay, so Kind FPV is so kind that he's made the decision to get those motors very easy, and we'll just do it right now. So we're gonna go to Pyrodrone and just order those motors with Kind FPV and the other non-giveaway related super chats donations. So let's just do that real quick here. I'm not actually going to do the order. I'm just going to pull that item up, and this will also allow me to check that it is an 1804, and it is. X-Nova 1804, and they have it in 3 different KVs, 2400, 3100, and 3500. Shit. So, I have no idea what KV, and I don't know if anybody really does, what KV a 4-inch prop is going to like on 4S. So I guess we'll try to reverse engineer it. So on 4S, 2400 KV is a good round number for 5-inch props. On 3-inch props on 4S, 4000 kV is kind of the number. So what did I say? 2400. So 2400. So that puts us somewhere between 3100 and 3500. So the 2400s are out. That's easy. So the question is 3100 or 3500? 3500 might be a bit much. So well, let's see if they're both in stock. Maybe if one of them's out of stock, it'll make the decision really easy. Of course not. So they're both in stock, so no help there. Here's what they look like. They look like motors, guys. I think I'm going to do 3100. If I do 3100, so here's my thinking. If I do 3500 and I like them on the 3-inch prop, 3500 kV is going to be a little bit low for 4S in terms of total RPM on a 3-inch prop for 4S kV. So then I would have to step up to 5S, which I can actually do now, because I do have a 5S 550. Okay, so I'm kind of covered either way. My thought process was, if I get the 3500s and they're good on 3-inch, it's going to be a pain in the ass. But because I now have this lightweight 5-inch battery option, that's not true. And then if they work on, if they're too big for 3-inch props, I put them on 4-inch props, and 4S 3500 kV. Ooh, this is actually good. So on a 4-inch prop, I'll bet you on 4S 3500 kV is going to be a little bit too much. 3100 kV on a 4-inch prop on 4S. I bet you that's going to be just about right. And then if I like it on 3-inch props, I can run 3100 kV on either 5S or on 6S. And I'll be good to go. So I'm going to get 3100 kV. That's the deal. God damn it. They only sell them in sets of 4. So I'll get them. If they're really good, I'll get another set of 4 as backups. I hate only buying 4 motors. I love to buy 5 or 6 motors so that I have backups. Kind FPV, thank you, man. You were a goddamn rock star. FPV love indeed. And he used a little little emoji blowing his nose. That's awesome. Thanks again, brother. We're going X Nova 1804 because of you and all the other wonderful people doing super chats tonight. You guys rule. I don't know why I'm giving you a peace sign. I wanted to give you a thumbs up. My left hand has a mind of its own. All right, scrolling. Rob Axis and we're waiting. Judge Smales. AMZ Mellow. It reminds me of the DR Eraser 4. That's what it was meant to it was meant to be a miniature version of that. I'd love to have something like that. Stock 5 what is it? 533? Why can't I ever remember? 533 is Evan's company, and he's who makes that. So stalk his website, because when it comes back in, it'll sell out quick. AVE is a YouTuber. Nice. Oh, and it looked like from that article that AVE does CNC cutting, maybe? Like, kind of like, whatever. Drop the soap, the goat, Dave's FPV says. Jesus. Doc Murdoch says, good evening, Aaron. What motors, props, battery, ESC combo would you recommend for the Catalyst Machine Works 3-inch America frame? Doc Murdoch, that is a heavy enough frame where I think you're basically going to want an Acrobrat electronic setup. So hit up Rotor Builds and just search for Acrobrat, and you're going to get a ton of ideas as to what other people are doing for their setups. For me, my Acrobrat, I've got posts on Patreon with multiple Acrobrat setups. So, I can guide you to Patreon for that. I've got 3 different Acrobrat full setups, top to bottom, everything that you're asking for. So yeah, jump over to Patreon, and you should be able to find them. I bet you if you look for the tag Acrobrat, it'll probably find those posts. No guarantees though, because I'm very hit or miss with using those tags, unfortunately, in the Patreon posts. I'm trying to get better though. But yeah, that frame weighs pretty much exactly what the Acrobrat frame is, so all the Acrobrat setups will be perfectly valid for that. All right, Jimmy Nature is in for the frames too. Awesome. I'll let you guys know if I can get some of these CB3 frames in. Part for Brent Toys, going to need your email address again. I have that. So just take the dot out between Ciotti and 87, Parts for Brent Toys, and you'll have the right one. All right, scrolling down, James Carr says, is all 90s lyrics today, DMX earlier, now Linkin Park. Hell yeah, there you go, James. James Carr knows what's up. All right, YouTube did it to me again, scrolling up, looking for where I was. There we go. GWFPV, do you put Crossfire on minis? Not yet. Is it worth it? Maybe. I've been putting RXSRs in all of my micros. I do want to build a micro with Crossfire because I have these adorable little tiny little what's it called? Tiny T, and it's gone. Doing a bang up job this week with reorganizing myself. Those tiny little Immortal T, they're like this big, and they're cute and adorable. I got one of them, so I'm obligated to build that into a micro. So I'm gonna, but micros don't really cover ground fast enough to get far enough away, in my opinion, for you to need Crossfire. So I just do FR Sky on all of my micros, and they've got plenty of range for that. So yeah, it's nice to have it. And if you ever think you'll move to like a TBS Tango 2 down the road, yeah, then it makes sense. But I'll save the $10 per receiver and get RXSRs, because when I fly micros, I keep them close to me, because if I'm flying a micro, it's because I'm flying a smaller spot. So it just kind of works. If you don't do that, if you fly your micros really far away, Crossfire all day. Or if you want the ability to do that in the future, there you go. And I just got your email just binged up for me, Parts for Brent Toys. Thank you for that. Big Taters had to go. He's probably gone already. If you watch this on repeat, then sad to see you go, Big Taters. TweetFPV says Filamentum, and it's expensive. Filamentum. So I guess that's another company. Very cool. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm curious now. Filamentum. So I guess now it's Ninja Flex, Sane Smart, and Filamentum. Is that the deal? They're kind of becoming like the... Sounds like maybe they're becoming like the third company to have... Ooh, look at these colors. Oh, well. Damn. PLA. All right, so let's find their FlexFill TPU, FlexFill TPE. Wonder what the difference is. I'll look at the TPU because I know the letters TPU. Dude, they got some cool colors, man. Blue transparent, sky blue, traffic white, metallic gray, vertigo gray, traffic black. Damn. So I guess it's not luminous green. That looks like the... Oh, there it is. Pistachio green. Look at that. Damn. Powder beige. Look at these colors, man. Very cool. Good to have more options. Sweet. I dig it. I want to look at the TPE, though. 12 products. Probably the same. Yeah. Looks like... Huh. Very cool. Man, I feel like I'm missing out not being into 3D printers, but I legit just don't have the time. I just do not have the time for another hobby, and I know I'll get carried away. Very cool, Tweet. That's awesome. I can't wait to see that, man. Big Taters is out of here now. What else do we have? TweetFPV with a link to Filamentum, which I just used the Google for. TweetFPV hooking up Yosa Yogi with a link to Fly533's website. Thank you for that, Tweet. And Experimental RC says, or O-rings. What were we talking about, Experimental? Because... Or O-rings. Oh, yeah, right. O-rings as rubber bands. Oh, yeah, they'd be super strong. They'd probably be a bitch to get around the motors, though. You'd probably have to pull the prop off to get them around the motor and onto the arm, but that is a good idea. Kind FPV got late. What frame was for sale? Yours? Yeah, pretty much mine, Kind. Hopefully. It's not actually mine. It's going to be the Rotorius. Potentially, it's going to be the Rotorius version of it. There's a chance that I will become the U.S. Shipping hub, basically, for the Rotorius CB3 frame. We're still very, very early in talks about that. We don't even know if it'll be financially possible because of shipping here, there, everywhere. But we're working on it. Might be a thing. We'll see. Eric Farmer says, are Kebab's new toys 1402? They are not. No. I have not heard from Kebab any plans on doing a 1402. I don't talk to him every day, so maybe we just haven't talked about it. And he does have plans, but I haven't heard about it yet. Kind FPV says, got a fresh set of 1408 3022 Hyperlights. They're going to make all the power in the world. Let me know how you like them. I haven't heard anything about the Hyperlight 1408s. I'm interested if they're notchy, if they're smooth, if they're durable, stuff like that. So let us know, Kind FPV. You're going to be the guinea pig on them, it sounds like, because nobody else in the chat has talked about those. So let us know. Rob Axelson says, wouldn't the pitch of the props play a part? What were we talking about, Rob? We were talking about the KV. Yes, the pitch of the props would play a part, but with 3-inch props, we don't have many options. Like the most pitchy option that we've got are the T-Motor 3140s, 40 pitch. The least pitchy option that we've got are the Wind Dancer 3028s, which are basically a 30 pitch. So between 30 and 40 pitch, we don't really have... there's just not a huge difference there. I guess HQ has some lower pitched options, so but there's like a general KV that kind of tends to fall within. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. But well, I'm gonna get the 3100s, and I'll give you guys. I'll let you guys know what happens with them, because I'm very excited. Hopefully they're not super notchy. That's the other reason why I don't like having to buy 4 of these. Is because if they're super notchy, then they're kind of going to be no good to me, but I'll be the guinea pig. That's what's cool about, you guys doing, like, supporting me so much, is that I'm willing to just order a set of 4 of these and just potentially throw $60 away, because literally, if they come and they're too notchy, they're no good to me whatsoever. Somebody that's building a race rig, they'd be good for them, but for a freestyle rig, notchy motors suck. So there's that. Night Train FPV. What motors are you looking to use on the trainer build? So right now, I have RCX 1304 5000 kV motors on there. That might be a bit much in the kV department, but we'll see. If these are not enough kV, I've got a set of Emax Eco 1404 6000s that are going to go on there. And then if these are too much kV, I'm going to have to order a set of 1404 sub 5000. I think there's a bunch of like 4700 kV, 4600 kV options. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it is on these 5000 kVs first, and then we'll take it from there. I have a feeling that these 1304 5000s are going to be perfect. I think these Emax Eco 6000s might be a little bit much, but I can just run a throttle scale on these in Betaflight. So we'll see. We'll see how they are. We'll see. We'll do some testing there, which will be fun. Kebab's motors are going to be 4401s. Holy shit. Is that a typo, Dave's FPV? What the fuck is he making 4401s for? 4401s. So he's working on a 7-inch prop design, I guess. Jesus. Oh my god. Drone Pilot says that filament you messaged me about is totally out of stock everywhere. I've checked. Is that the Violet, Drone Pilot? Is the Violet out of stock everywhere? That stinks. That's okay though. Don't buy filament just for me, man. Off-Axis FPV says CiottiFPV doesn't like the Zing 1404s. They're notchy as hell. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of them. I haven't flown them yet though. I don't have a set to fly. I have 3. Ooh, things for you guys. If anybody is interested in a V1 run cam split with an extra camera, message me, CiottiFPV, on Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, and here. Message me and I'll give you a really good deal. This thing has been abused. This is the original run cam split that I put in my original prototype Acrobrat V1 like almost 2 years ago now, and I've beat the living hell out of it, and it just will not die, and I have no idea how or why. I have epoxied all of the, like, I've put epoxy on the whole thing so that all the chips are like locked in there. Maybe that's why it's never died, but yeah, if you want it, it's all yours. It's an OG V1 run cam split. Still works totally fine, but it's the oldest split HD that we've got. So the HD out of it, if you look at like any Acrobrat videos on my channel here, they were all shot with this, every single one of them. The HD footage that comes out of it is like shockingly decent. So yeah, if any of you guys want this, let me know and I'll give you a really good deal. Also, I have 3 prototype Zing 1404s, which are a KV that you can't get, which is 6500, I want to say. Yeah, so these are 3 perfect, 3 good ones, and then 1 stator only. 6500 kV. So if you have a lower kV than 6500 1404, you can put these on and nothing will change. Because of the fact that your other 3 motors are lower kV, the PID loop is automatically going to drop the amount of power that it pushes to this one down. You won't have to do anything. Literally, you will put this on and everything will be totally fine. So if you have any interest, I'll again, give you a crazy deal on these and just ship them on out to you. So basically, if you have less than 6,500 kV Zing 1404s and you like them, these will just drop right on and be awesome for you. They're orange and black, so the color is probably not going to match. So if that's a deal breaker, I get it. I totally get it. But if it's not, there you go. There's a way for you to get really cheap Zing 1606. Oh, for fuck's sake. Zing 1404 6,500 kV motors. Off-axis FPV is the first one to message in here about the run cam. So he gets dibs. First person to message in here about the Zing 1404s will get dibs there as well. Off-axis, send me a message that says that I just said that you got dibs, because I'll forget. So those are the two wacky things that I've got that I just want to get into a good home. Cool. What time is it? 12:07? Great. We didn't do any work on this quad, and it's already time to stop. Awesome. Troy Casperson says, I'm rehabbing an X-Hover Element. I haven't even heard of that. That was unflyable. I'm saving my pennies for motors, VTX, and a decent stack and ESC combo. I don't see a question in there, but I'm super curious as to what the X-Hover Element is. Jamie's back. What's up, Jamie? X-Hover Element. If you have a question, hit me with it. Products tagged X-Hover Element. Oh, is that a motor? Nope, it's not on X-Hover's website anymore. Let me look up images. No, it's a frame. Oh, look at that. You know, I've always wondered about that. I've always wondered if you connected the front left arm with the rear left arm, and the front right arm with the rear right arm. Look at that little chunky frame. Nice, man. Don't do this. When you build it, don't do that. If they give you that little provision, don't run your XT60 out there. Run it out the side or out the back. This will, your battery will shift and it will just smash the shit out of that XT60. That's an OG thing that frames used to do that we've now learned not to do. Dave's FPV says, I'm pretty sure you never work on your quad anymore during Quaranstreams. Only on Sundays and Mondays. Sunday stream is the big EU stream where I get tons of awesome questions. And then tonight's streams, of course, with the giveaways and all the other stuff. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I get tons of stuff done over here. So you guys better join me. I don't really schedule them. That's pretty random. But let's do a little bit here. Let's at least roll over and turn this camera on and switch microphones and drink some water. I got some more props to test here. Speaking of lower pitch, HQ3 by 1.5 in 2 and 3 blade. So, you know what we should do is see if they're balanced. All right, so we'll get somewhat of an idea of whether or not they're balanced here real quick, just using our little solder trick. So if you ever want to see if one of your propellers is balanced or not, just take a little piece of solder, feed it through the middle 1.5 millimeter hole, and just give it a little bump. Just bump it and see what happens. What you're not looking for is for it to rotate back the other direction and find like a heavy spot. See how it's falling off the solder? That's a good thing. If it's unbalanced, why is that so hard? If it's unbalanced, you will bump it, it'll rotate one direction, and then it'll, see how it just barely starts to go back the other direction? If it's unbalanced, it'll keep going back the other direction until it finds its heavy spot. But this one does not look that bad. See how it only goes back a little bit, and it's not like, there's not like an obvious spot where it's wanting to rotate to. There's a little bit of one there. There's a little bit of a heavy spot there, but that's actually not bad. I've seen props that are so much worse than that. Let's try the bi-blade. Bi-blades are usually worse than tri-blades. All right, give it a little push. See that? See how much it traveled? And see how it's going back? That it's finding its heavy spot. See that? See how much it went backwards? There's a definite heavy spot. So this one is definitely less balanced than, see that? See how much it rotated on the backspin from the opposite direction that I nudged it? So this is definitely going to be less balanced than the tri-blade. That is not the worst that I've seen, but I don't know, maybe that's like the 6th or 7th worst possibly that I've seen. Don't quote me on that, but so yeah, those bi-blades are not going to be good for anything with HD, because you're going to have you're going to potentially have jello in the HD feed issues that you will not be able to tune out, because that is a physical vibration problem. Jafar asks, where's the crane edit? I've literally been waiting for it for so long. You said you'd upload it after the beach edit. I'm eagerly waiting. I just spaced on it, to be honest. I'll put it up tomorrow. I just have to make a thumbnail. Fresh True RC antenna, since I ran out, and I needed one the other day. In the box it goes. And okay, so on this build, what we were talking about yesterday is I was trying to, at the end of the stream yesterday, I was trying to figure out how I was going to run this board, how I was going to rotate it, and I finally did figure out, and it ended up being the same way that I'd initially thought. I ended up using a couple little rubber spacers under here just to get enough room. The contact point that I'm mostly worried about is this switch here. Well, it would help if you guys could see it. This switch here to the top of the USB port. So when I sit this thing as is, just with gravity pulling it down, there's good clearance. And then when I push on it, I have to push really hard to get it to contact. So what that basically means is the only time it would ever contact would be on a really, really, really hard crash. And with how hard I have to push on it, it shouldn't be an issue. Even if it hits it in a big hard crash, it probably will. The rubber spacers I used will take up most of the force, and it shouldn't hit that USB port hard enough to do anything. So yeah, I think we're gonna be good with this height, and then we've got just enough threaded M2 screw sticking out on the top there for a couple of little nuts to sit on there. So let's do that real quick here, just so that we can say we did something. No, let's not do that. Let's solder the, sorry guys, I mispronounced it, the video wire to the flight controller, because I won't be able to do that after I tack this down. So the video wire is literally going whoop and just right onto that pad, so it doesn't need to be very long. This is probably going to be way too long, but I feel weird cutting it any shorter than that. So, well, that's actually kind of perfect. That, I really like the length of that. That's what she said. Gotta wake up pretty early in the morning to get one over on this guy. That means nothing. Soldering iron is coming up to temperature 650 degrees. Let's do it. What a mess I've created. There it is. Let's tin it. Soldering iron is hot. Now the tip is tinned. That's right, I didn't say it this time. Made a promise. Gonna keep the promise. I actually wish I'd cut it a little bit longer. I thought I was cutting it too long, but it was kind of stupid to cut it this short. But that's okay. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be fine. No yelling on the bus. All right, how the hell am I going to get these tweezers in here to, that's what she said. Come on! Yeah, there we go. No! There we go. Okay. Cam S pad is where I'm putting this. S for signal. And we're good. All right, we're all done, I think. There was something else. Oh, I need that. I need the cable from the ESC to the flight controller. Let's also do that now. In order to do that, I need to pull up the effing things. The you know, you guys know the things. You need to pull up the things. Wiring diagrams. There we go. So this is a Speedix. Let me bring you guys back to this camera so this mic will go up. Speedix GS25 manual, which I've searched for just a couple times. So let's get that up here. And then I also need, oh, and it's not in a tab. This is the Talon F4V1. So let's, oh, where the hell is it? Oh, here it is. It's in manuals, and then I think I made a folder. I did! Look at me go! I made a folder! I'm so smart. Okay. So I'm going to put this on top of the chat so I can see it from over here. So give me a minute. I just need to figure this shit out here. Speedix GS25 has the pins on the top. Okay, so pins up top. It's going to be one of these three cables. So, oh, fucker. Come on. There we go. Okay, so Speedix GS25 with the pins on top is battery plus plus, ground ground, and then ESC 1, 2, 3, 4. So, okay. First off, it's going to be red on the outside. So that doesn't have red on the outside. This one does. Ooh, this might be the one. Oh, nope. This is the one. I'm pretty sure this is the one. So pins. Oh, no, it's backward. Well, is it? Nope. Pins up. Okay. Yep. This is the right one. So battery plus, ground, ESC 1 is white, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is the correct plug for the ESC. The question is this the correct plug for the flight controller? So the flight controller is pins up as well. Shit, which one is which? This one is this. Okay, so pins up, and where's the pin header? Where's the pin header diagram? Really? It's not on there? Oh, no, there it is. Okay, so this one is with the pins upwards. This is it. Yep, ground on the outside, then positive, then nothing, which is actually current and telemetry, but this this ESC doesn't have either one of those. It is a 32-bit, but it doesn't have current and telemetry. And then motor 1 is white. Yeah, so this is it. So this side is pins up for the flight controller. And then, shit, I want to run it in between the flight controller and the ESC. So let me actually not plug that in yet. I'm gonna plug it into the ESC first, which, let me just double check. Positive on the outside, yep, and we are pins up, which is actually pins down because I have the ESC in here upside down. So, get that plugged in. With these plug header pins, always make sure to really push them in and on both sides because they have a terrible tendency to unplug themselves. God damn it, I have to take nuts off. I have to denut this thing. I can't believe I forgot to do this, actually. I'm usually pretty good about remembering to get the ESC plugged into the flight controller before I go putting the HD board on top. But it would appear on this occasion I fucked up. Which is okay. It's okay, guys. It's okay to biff it now and then. I like that word, biff. A good word is a verb. Alright, let's back these little nutties off. Oh boy. And I still can't see the chat because I got the thing over it. So just let me get these nuts off first. Oh, great. And this nut just buried itself in the effing driver. Get out of there. Get out of there. You know what? Screw you. Stay in there. Oh, wait. Oh, that's how you get him out of there. Right, of course. Forget that just happened. Forget the fact that I've been digging those out manually with the never mind. Nothing happened, guys. Everything is... I'm the smartest guy you know still. Remember that. Fucking far from it. Okay. There we go with that. Now we just gotta get a little bit of height here, and then we'll just sneak that little fella through so that we can get him on plugged into the flight controller. So let's just get in there, you little bastard. Get in there. Come on, friend. You can do it. You can do it, buddy. I know you can. All right, come on now. Just be cool. Get... Oh, man, there's all shit sticking in my hand. This is... Never mind. This is why working on micros blows goats. There, I said it. Stuff like this, like just like I just want to scream. All I can think is if it were a perfect world, I could just scream as loud as I can right now. That's all I can think of is just that's the solution to this problem right now is screaming at the top of my lungs. There we go. And I use 20 by 20 stuff on 5-inch rigs. But it ain't like this, man. It is not anywhere near as frustrating as working on micros. Maybe that's what makes us such a cool little community here, is that we're all so beaten into the ground by what absolute torture it is sometimes to work on micros that there's like this kind of camaraderie of like, yeah, yo. I know what it's like. I don't have any hair left on my head either. I pulled it all out. Yeah. Oh, Christ. I still need to do the XT30 on the battery leads. All right, well. I'm going to finish this build off stream, I think. I think I'm just going to, like, wake up tomorrow and finish this. So, yeah. Just because I really want to fly it. I really, really, really want to go out and fly this. I wanted to go out and fly it today, but it rained all day. So I didn't fix it today. Plus, I spent a lot of my day today getting a bunch of the giveaway stuff handled. Because that's how much I love you guys. I will forego flying to ship giveaways that I should have shipped like 2 months ago. You guys are the best for not just fucking crucifying me for not shipping your stuff out. It is much appreciated. I swear to God, I'm getting better about it. Once I get caught up, I'll be okay. It's just like I got behind enough where it's like this big scary mountain to climb, and I just panic and freak out, and then nothing gets done. So it's not just you. People that also panic. All right, get that just kind of snug down there. Don't tighten it too hard. Come on. All right, just snug it up a little bit. Just a little bit of tightness. Oh! I remember something that I forgot. I think. Did I forget the, I did. I'm so glad that I just remembered this. So, where'd that little nut go? Is it buried in there? Yeah, it is. Let me pull the light down so you guys get a little bit better light here. Okay. I forgot these little collar guys that are needed to adapt M2 to M3. These look how much wiggle there is in these grommets right now because it's their inner diameter is 3 millimeters, not 2 millimeters. And you know what? I'm just gonna fucking leave it in there. Oh, okay. Or it's gonna come out when I don't even expect it to. What a comedy of errors. Am I right? Am I right? You guys know it. You guys know what's up. Okay, I put these little guys on with these nut grabbers. Affiliate link in the description below if you want to get on the nut grabber train. There we go. Screw it down in there. Just screw it down. Push it down with some brown. Oh. These are going to be a pain in the ass to get screwed on here. Alright, I'm going to try to talk quieter because it's now late enough that I could potentially be disrupting my unbelievably understanding wife, Kristen Ciotti, from the Amazon jungle, because she's an Amazon goddess. No, I don't know why. Okay, let me get the drawings out from the chat. There we go. Greg Womack, with possibly the strangest question I've ever heard, asking CiottiFPV what he feels about micros shaped like an egg. I mean, I can't say I've ever thought about it before. But now that I do think about it, I don't like them. Because I think that because I prefer micros that are shaped like micro aliens. Thus the CB3 obsession. So there you go. I went from not having any thoughts about egg-shaped micros to having pretty rude thoughts. Pretty not rude, but I don't know. What do you I mean, is that just like for funsies, William, just to see what I would say, or is there a micro that's shaped like an egg that you're curious about? I'm sorry, Greg Womack asked that. William Barlow said, landed his drone to charge batteries. When I armed, one of the motors was twitching. I replaced it with a new one. My question is, what would make a motor just go out like that? That's motors twitching is typically more indicative of a MOSFET going on the ESC. And they will just sort of go sometimes. ESCs are kind of notorious for just committing hara-kiri at complete random. Absolutely no rhyme or reason to it. They will just jump off the roof and kill themselves. If it was truly the motor, though, and they'll do it very intermittently. Like you'll like you did. You switch the motor, right? You'll fly like 30 batteries and it'll just randomly pop back. Or no, you'll fly like 26 batteries and it'll just randomly come back and start happening again. If it was a motor, then it's more than likely. So the windings on the motors that you can see on the stator, those windings. This is my nightmare right now. Those windings, there's a point in those windings where they go from that copper stuff, it's a technical term, the copper winding to the battery wire that we see, that we then strip and solder. And that connection point is where a failure can sometimes occur, because you're soldering one material to another material. And just like welding, that's difficult to do. So if it was the motor, if it was truly the motor that went in your case, that would be my guess. And it was probably nothing that you even did. It was probably just mismanufactured. Micro stuff is just as, so the material costs are a very small portion of what we're paying for with all quad gear. So when you think about like a micro motor versus a $25 5-inch 2306 motor, if the material cost is inconsequential, why are these micro motors so cheap? And I think the answer is because they make less money on them. I don't think there is a reason that micro motors should be this inexpensive. I could be totally wrong, but that's my thought process. And that would make an awful lot of sense when you look at the reliability rates of anything 5-inch related versus anything micro related. So that is my opinion there. And that's my guess as to the answer to that question. Great question. All right, nut grabbers, don't fail me now. Grab that nut and just cross thread the shit out of it. Thanks a lot. Be really careful with these plastic M2 nuts. They cross thread so easily. And once they're cross threaded, they'll still thread on, but they'll just be like tight. And usually what happens to me is that frustrates me. So then I don't do the intelligent thing and back it off like I just did now. I just pound it down, and that just completely obliterates it. Pound it down with some brown, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we did some work on this. We got the stack all put together. I'll put an XT30 on it tomorrow, take it outside and break it. And then you guys will get to see it again on the repair stream. All right. And here we go with this little fella. All right, and basically what I'm doing is once they hit the rubber, I'm just giving it a little bit more tightness, just a little bit more. I don't want to overly compress the rubber, and I also need these nuts to be like a uniform height, and we're going to see why in a second, and I'm probably going to need to make some adjustments. So now we're going to put our little rubber guys on here. These are just like random. These used to be Tiny Whoop grommets, but I used them as spacers, and I compressed the shit out of them when I was using them as spacers, and they stuck like that. So now they're basically just rubber washers. Okay, so now when we put this board on, this board is rigid, so we got to be careful that it doesn't, that it sits flat on those four guys. So I'm going to push down on it, and I'm just going to see if it really like wants to teeter-totter a lot in one direction versus the other. And it doesn't look that bad. It looks like it compresses pretty straight down. Okay, so yeah, that's not bad. I think that's good enough. Although actually, let me give these nuts one little bit more of tightening. I forgot if I tighten these nuts a little bit more, I'll have a little bit more exposed thread above the HD board, which I think I kind of need. I want to run the thicker nuts on top of it because they're a lot stronger. So I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of the soft mounting on this flight controller by tightening these nuts down a little bit. to gain that little bit of extra thread. Not a lot, just a little bit. Not going crazy. With RPM filtering, the soft mounting of the flight controller is a lot less important than it used to be. It used to be, I mean, like absolute make or break a build, and it is not like that anymore. Which is really good, because it used to be a real fucking hassle to get the soft mounting perfect, to be able to get like a really locked in PID tune. So there we go. Man, I am actually running out of these little plastic M2 nuts. I'm gonna have to find some for sale somewhere and buy them. But for right now, I think I might have 4 that are not stripped to hell. Maybe? Yes, I do. And 4. Okay, and these all have gooby goobers on them because of something I'm going to show you in a minute. This quad has been powered up. It does work without shooting fire, which is always a good thing. You know what? I'm going to do this off stream too, because this is about as boring as it gets, watching me sit here and pick hot glue off the top of these nuts. And I'll just explain to you what I'm going to do. Basically, there's hot glue on the top of these nuts from the last time that I did this. Whenever I put plastic M2 nuts on the top of the stack, I always take my trusty welder. E6000 is the other name for it, but if you just go to Amazon and type in welder, it'll pull up welders. So you should type in welders glue. Here's what it looks like. I think it might be in a different colored container, but basically this is just really good stuff. And after I put these 4 nuts on, I'll put a little blob of welder on the top of every one, so that the welder touches the threads and the plastic nut, and it does a hilariously good job of preventing them from backing themselves off. But it's kind of a pain in the ass to get off. And when I wasn't running out of these plastic nuts, I wouldn't take it off. I would just throw the nuts back into the little container and go, someday I'll clean that nut off. Well, days come, and it's terrible TV. So now that I've explained that, and that I've gotten one of these nuts done, I feel some sense of accomplishment, and I will give you guys the satisfaction of seeing me screw one of these on, though. And then you'll have, seen the end of the build, other than the XT30, which is just torture. Just fucking torture, guys. I hate installing XT30s. So there you go. That one's clean. Let's grab its nuts and screw it on here. Carefully, of course, so as not to ruin another one of these Runcam hybrid boards. And there you go. That's what it looks like when there's a nut screwed on. The important thing here is that the shaft came through the majority of the nut. So there's pretty much full thread engagement, so that'll be plenty strong. So then, yeah, I'll take the welder and just bloop, and just put a little bloop of the welder, and some of it will touch the metal of the shaft, some of it will touch the plastic of the nutty nut, and everything will be perfect and right in the world all at once. Unicorns will start shitting money into all of our bank accounts, and all of our nosebleeds from too many drugs in our noses will magically heal. We are now full-blown off the reservation, 12:41, talking nonsense. Let's shut this mother down. What do you guys say? Let me hit the chat to make sure I didn't miss anything interesting. William Barlow replaced the motor and it worked fine. Keep me updated on that, William, because unfortunately I have a sneaking suspicion that it might twitch again. Here's the thing though, if it does, you'll know exactly what it is. It's the ESC. So there you go. But my fingers are crossed that it was the motor and you're good to go. Greg Womack says, I mean like the driblet or leader 2.5, does the shape dictate anything special to happen? I got you, Greg. No, not at all. Well, I mean, I guess maybe you could make the case that we are flying through the air at pretty good speed, so maybe one of them is more aerodynamic than the other, but fuck that. Frame design for me is all about protecting the camera, having something that's as flat as possible, so that I can top mount the battery. Those are three of the big things for me when it comes to frame design. And those egg-shaped frames don't do that. You can't put the battery up on top of them. Then you get a bottom mount of the battery, and I don't like that. I don't like the way bottom mount flies. I don't like the way it crashes either, because then like with a top mount battery, the battery becomes like an airbag on the top of the rig, which is, I know that sounds insane, but it's so true. Whereas those egg mount ones, when you crash in vertical nose, it's carbon fiber into the concrete, and that carbon fiber is going to blow the fuck up, because usually those vertical side plates are very thin, like 1.5 millimeter. So yeah, I've never had good luck with the durability of those rounded top frames that don't have a battery up on top. Dave's FPV says popcorn or pickles? Pickles all day for life. William Barlow, we worked on that. Okay, cool. What else do we have? Anything? Man, you guys are chatting it up. That's what I love about this group of people. And there's Jafar's comment about the crane edit, so I think we're caught up, right? Favorite day of the week by Little Stellar? Monday nights. Yeah. Dave's FPV, I'm pretty sure you never work on any quad animators than Quaranstream. We talked about that. Crane edit, okay. And there we go, cool. No interest in the Zing 1404s, that's okay. I'll keep bugging you guys about it, and eventually one of you will give in. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to do something tomorrow. I don't know what time it's going to be, but click things down here, and maybe YouTube will tell you. Click the bell, maybe. Subscribe, thumbs up, do all the things, comment. Oh yeah, time codes. Remember, I'm relying on you guys to grab time codes from these streams and then drop them in the comments. If you drop into the comments 3:03, it'll become a clickable link that'll go directly to 3 minutes and 3 seconds into the video. So you guys, get on obliterating your nuts, and whenever something cool happens, grab the time code if you don't mind, drop it into a comment, and I'll love you forever. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging. How many people stayed till the end? I'll give you guys something secret. No, I'll give you more of the that raw Christmas flight on that gnarly building. 51 loyal bastards. I'm a lucky dude, man. I'm a lucky dude. Thanks for hanging, everybody. Here comes some more shreddage of that amazing building. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 16. Later. Hold on, let me pick a good jam. Let me pick a good royalty-free jam. Come on, get into it. Why is it not? Oh, I turned it down. This might work. Oh. Oh, Marley with 20 more Norwegian kroners. Thank you, Marley. That makes my night. Nah, I'm not into this one. Come on. All right, hold on. Come on, we gotta get this. Oh yeah, this is it. All right, here you guys go.
On a starry night, it was easy to catch me with your big brown eyes and the way you smile. I guess that you believe in me. Everything inside is giving